Hello and welcome. We have another yoga class today. This one's going to be good for your hips, low back, knees, concentration, and more. So let's enjoy. Getting started in a cross-legged seated position, Sukhasana, tall through your spine, connecting the crown of your head to that ether. It's your antenna. Letting all that information download in. And shoulders away from ears, wide collarbones, open chest. Shutting down through your gaze, concentrating in between the eyebrows, the third eye. Breathing, feeling your belly expand. Exhaling, drawing everything in, bringing that belly button closer to your spine. Inhale, feel that expansion. Exhale, feel everything drawing in. Feeling that stillness throughout the body, throughout the mind. Associating that stillness throughout today's class. Stilling the mind, stilling the breath, stilling the body. Bring your index and middle finger in between your eyebrows on the third eye. Your ring finger will cover your left nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Cover the right nostril with your thumb. Exhale out the left. Inhale through the left nostril. Covering that, exhale out the right. Inhale through right nostril. Covering it, exhaling out the left. Inhale through left. Cover it, exhale out right. Continuing with this alternate nostril breathing at your own pace, balancing both sides of the body, male and feminine. Nadi Shodhana is the name of the breath work, and you might feel blockages on one side of the body. So your right side is the masculine, your left side is the feminine. Seeing what that's bringing up today in your practice. Maybe your right side's blocked. Maybe you're going too hard in life. Maybe you're not giving enough, right? Your left side might be blocked. Maybe you're not receiving enough. Maybe you're not being kind enough or caring. So always reflecting on your practice, reflecting on the lessons life is showing you and seeing what they mean to you. So continuing with this breath. Finding that stillness, finding that balance. Shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the face, relaxing your throat. The next time you exhale out of your right nostril, returning your hands down to where they were and just finding a normal breath. Keeping the spine nice and tall. Embracing all that balance. Sweep your legs over to the left. So mainly your left leg into deer pose. Nice and tall. If your knees are uncomfortable, elevating, getting on your block. I might have not said it, but today we will need a block. And you might need a bolster or a blanket depending on how your pigeon is. Twist your upper body over to the left. Right hand is on your left knee. Left hand behind your left sit bone. Keeping the spine nice and tall. Breathing in. And breathing out. Coming back through center. Right hand comes beside you to your right. Left hand reaches to the sky and over to the right. Nice side bend here. And then come back through center. I'll get the block or the bolster just to show you. Walking your left foot back into pigeon. By all means, this bolster might be comfortable just under your right glute, like that, making pigeon more accessible. But if you don't need it, just removing it from underneath and finding your normal pigeon. Draw your legs together, feel your pelvic floor lift, engage your abdominals, reach your hands towards the sky. Nice gentle back bend. Draw your left hip forward. Nice neutral hips. And reach your hands forward, forward, forward till they find the floor. Reach your heart forward and coming down to a sleeping pigeon. I'm keeping my back toes tucked for today. By all means, you can rest the top of your foot on the floor. And I just find it's good rested, but for today, for me, my knees, my left knee specifically is a bit uncomfortable. So by tucking it, it just, it's just for me, but it articulates and gets all those muscles and ligaments online and in the correct positioning, centered, facing my yoga mat. You might completely find that irrelevant, staying where you need to be. Your left leg is nice and centered with your mat. Your hips are even, so you're not splaying towards one side compared to the other. Wide collarbones, open heart, keeping the throat open, so keeping your gaze slightly ahead. You don't want to look straight down or towards your feet because we're restricting that throat space. Find that breath. See if you can breathe wide here. Maybe we can feel that release in our right glute. Maybe some opening in our left hip. Finding that stillness. calming the breath. If your breath is loud, seeing if you can make it quiet and still. If you were down on the floor, making your way onto your forearms, and then your hands, walking your left foot in, revisiting that deer pose on the left side, just feeling everything settle, form into place. And rotate your feet over to the right, visiting deer pose here. By all means, finding that block, elevating it, it'll release your knees a little bit if you feel that tension in those areas. Finding the length through your spine, connecting that antenna. Maybe your right sit bone's a little more elevated, just feeling that slowly ease towards the floor, balancing with the left. Rotate your upper body to the right, left hand on your right knee, right hand behind your right sit bone, tall through the spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming back through center, left hand finds the floor on your left side, right hand reaches towards the sky and over to your left into a gentle side bend here. Grounding through your right sit bone. See if you can reach your right fingertips a little more away from you. Breathe in and breathe out. Coming back through center. Starting to lean forward. Hands on the mat, walk your right foot back into pigeon. Before we find that sleeping pigeon, draw your legs together, feel your pelvic floor lift, engage your abdominals, float your hands off of the floor and up towards the sky, bringing your hands together, draw your right hip forward, left hip slightly back. Breathing into the spaces that are asking for it. And slowly release your hands down towards your mat. Maybe walking your right foot back a little more. And then reach your heart forward, forward, forward. Till you find a sleeping pigeon. Wide with your elbow, stacking one hand on top of the other. Maybe resting your cheek or your forehead on the hands. But making sure if you're resting the forehead, you're not tucking your chin in towards your chest. You're keeping it open so you can have your throat open. Not splaying the hips out to one side. Right leg is nice and centered with the floor. Seeing if we can find the release in that left glute. Maybe some opening in our right hip. Breathing into the spaces that are asking for it. And then breathing out. Maybe you feel yourself relaxing a little deeper here. Starting to make your way onto your forearms. Maybe from here, you can walk your right knee in. So see that? Walk your right knee in. Lift your hips. And your left leg is gonna go back. So you're almost in a forearm table. And then walk your legs back. So you're in a prone position, belly facing your mat. Just like this. We'll come to a lying down position all the way. Open the elbows, stack your hands, rest the cheek on the back of your hand. Just let everything settle from those pigeon poses on each side. Your hands come out to the sides. Your elbows will be lifted like that. Doing your best, keeping your belly on the floor, nice and engaged. Inhale, bring your chest off the floor and your head in a nice cobra. Exhale, lowering down. Going back and forth like this. As we go down your head, your gaze faces straight down. Inhale, pretend your nose is rolling a marble off of the floor. Draw your upper body up. Peel your shoulder blades back and down. And then slowly lower to the floor. Finding your pace, your flow, continuing this motion. Coming up, if you feel your belly button disengage from your mat, finding that connection of the belly button on your mat as you come up, and then lower down. Keeping that engagement of the belly button, really focus on it as we bring the upper body up. So maybe that means you don't go up as far, but that's okay because we're doing it proper. And then lower back down. Inhale, coming up. And then down. We'll do 3 more. Coming up. Keeping those elbows lifted. And then lowering. 2 more. If you feel your elbows lower, keep them lifted. Last one, focus on that belly button. Keep it connected to your mat. And then lower. Stack your hands, rest a cheek or your forehead. Let all that settle. Right hand reaches above the head, left hand pushes into the floor to help roll you on your back. Knees will be bent. Just feeling everything settling. Keep your left knee bent, foot is on the floor, hands come just above the knee joint, so on your hamstring, just like that. Your foot elevates towards the sky, and it's on an angle, so don't straighten it all the way. Point your toes to your right, and then lower your heel towards the mat, and then point your toes towards the left, and then elevate your foot to that diagonal, and then toes come to the right as you bring your foot down towards your mat, and then move your toes to the left as you bring your foot up. We'll do 3 more like this on this side. So the toes go to the left as we come up. Do your best to face your sole of your foot in front of you. So as you go to the right, if your sole of your foot is really going to the right, have it face the bottom of your yoga mat in this case. So seeing if you can make those corrections. And then when you come up and point your toes to the left, right, seeing if you can face your sole to the bottom of edge of your yoga mat. Let's go 2 more. So toes to the right as we come down, and then to the left as we come up. 1 more. When we get up, we'll pause the movement, and then we'll reverse it. So as we come down, toes to the left, and then over to the right, bringing the foot up and on that angle, and then to the left as we come down, keeping your breath flowing as you're doing this movement. We'll do 3 more on this side. Feeling all that dexterity in the ankle and the knee and the hip. Last one. So toes to the left as we come down, over to the right as we come up. And then find a neutral position with your foot, and then bend at the knee, bring that sole of the foot down in line with your left. Maybe wiggling out your knees. And the other side. So floating your left foot off of your mat. Hands come on that hamstring above your knee joint. Elevate that foot a little more so it's on that angle. Toes point over to your left. Lower your heel towards the mat. But you're still elevated. So there's still like a foot of elevation from your heel to your mat. We're not visiting the mat all the way. And then toes over to the right as you elevate your foot up. This is my stiff side so I can notice a difference. And then toes over to your left, elevate down. And then to the right, elevate up. 3 more times in this direction. Following your breath. Maybe you get some shakes. Totally normal. Let's go 2 more. Over to the left. Elevate, lower the foot. And then over to the right as we elevate it up. 1 more like this. Over to the left and lower, and then over to the right and elevate. Find a neutral foot. Move your toes over to your right and then lower, so opposite direction, and then over to the left with your toes as you raise your foot. 4 more. Over to the right, lower. Over to the left, raise it. Let's go 3 more. Nice. 2 more. Last one. Toes to the right. Down. And then over to the left and up. Find that neutral foot. Bend at the knee, lowering your foot down in line with your right. Give your knees a shake. Finding that block. I'm going on the middle setting. Choose your setting. Maybe you want it on the lower setting here. Pushing into your feet, feeling your legs engage, your glutes engage, lifting your hips towards the sky into a bridge pose, and putting that block underneath you on the sacral area, and then lowering your hips onto your block. Chilling here. Feeling all those amazing benefits. And then soles of your feet come together, opening up at the knees. Supta Baddha Konasana. Connecting with the breath. Feeling that inhale, that expansion of your belly. Exhaling, feeling everything draw in. Feeling all that length from the groin down towards your knee on that inside line of the legs. Maybe you feel your throat opening, your chest opening. Maybe you can feel that length through your collarbones. Maybe that gentle length in your low back. Maybe you feel the back sides of your body. Maybe you feel the sacral area starting to balance more. The back of the hips. Maybe everything's just coming into place where it needs to be. Following the breath. If your knees were open, bringing them back together. Soles of feet find your mat. Pushing into the floor, lifting your hips, removing the block, lowering your hips, but lowering from top of the spine to the bottom, one vertebra at a time. Maybe you feel some cracks in a good way. Nice. Just breathing in, breathing out. Feeling everything settling. If you're yawning, that's a good sign. You're tapping into a more parasympathetic state. The state where we can repair and chill, relax. Be content. Drag your heels on the mat, lengthening one foot at a time. Hands are by our sides or resting one on top of the other on the belly. And just chilling in Shavasana, scanning the body, maybe relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe feeling the spine, connecting with our mat more. Scanning for any tension or any thoughts that are holding on, and breathing into those spaces and creating ease in the space. Feeling ourselves relaxing a little deeper in our mat. Inhale, bringing movement in towards the body. Reaching hands above your head. Feet are reaching away from the hands. And drag one foot along the floor at a time. And then bring your knees in towards the body. Give yourself a nice hug. Roll over to your right. And then press yourself up to Sukhasana. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Just letting everything settle. All that energy, all that chi. Inhale that love and gratitude to ourselves. Exhale that love and gratitude to everyone else. Thank you all for this awesome yoga time. Thank you. Namaste. And I sure hope you're feeling that nice release in the knees, in the hips, wherever else is finding that ease. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and enjoy the rest of your time. Bye.